Welcome back. In this video, we shall learn about an easy concept in JavaScript known as promise. Promise in JavaScript is very useful when you want to process things like an API request. In JavaScript, we can promise to get data from an API. Now, all promises have two outcomes. One is when the promise is fulfilled, and the other is when the promise is not fulfilled. In JavaScript, when the promise is fulfilled, it is called a resolve, and when it is not fulfilled, it is called a reject. So let's see how to write the syntax for promises in JavaScript. So to do that, I would say this is my variable, my promise, set to new. This is an uppercase P here, and this will take a function. I'll be using the arrow functions, and I'll pass in two arguments, the resolve and the reject arguments. And in this block, let's just add some numbers together. Let's say some numbers equal to 50 plus 50. So if the sum number is equal to 100, then let's resolve this by saying correct. Else, let's reject this by saying incorrect. So now this brings us to another section of promise in JavaScript where we shall understand two methods, the then method and the catch method. The then method will be used to run the resolve value. This means what we shall have in the then method will be run if our promise is resolved, and the catch method will run everything inside of it if our promise is rejected. Let's write the code to see how this works. So we'll come here, I will say my promise dot then, and this is a method that will take a function, and I'll pass in a variable here called info, and let's just console.log something to our console by saying, okay, so about that, the arithmetic is, now let's concatenate our output and let's pass in info, which is this argument here in our arrow function. And instead of saying else, we can still say dot catch, which is still like saying else catch the reject value. Let's pass in an argument there in an arrow function, and let's say console.log the arithmetic is, and the value of info here will be passed as incorrect if our catch method is run. So let's save this and let's go to our browser. Let's refresh our browser and let's hit the console deck to see what we have. Now, going over to the console deck here, you can see we have the arithmetic is correct. Now let's head back to our VS Code and let's change something here, and let's say 50 plus 40. It's obviously not 100. Let's go back to our go back to our browser. Let's refresh our browser and head back to the console deck and see what we have. The arithmetic is incorrect. So this is the basic concept behind promises in JavaScript. We shall make use of this concept when learning React for our API callbacks and all that. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share.